All right, guys, welcome back to LM Diesel, and today we have a special one for you. So I feel like it's kind of a question with these common rail trucks. Should you run a grid heater or not? You know, if you're in the winter time and you want to be able to start up in cold weather, you know, they say that you need them. Some people say you need them. Some people say you don't. Some people say that they don't really change that much. They don't really give that much horsepower by putting them in. Some people say that they do, that there is a noticeable difference. So I have a grid heater in my truck now, and I have decided to pick up Grid Heater Delete Kit from Amazon. It's real cheap. I'll link it below. And we're going to throw it in, and we're gonna see if we notice anything. Obviously, this isn't gonna be dynoed, so it's gonna be purely like, how does it feel? Does it feel any different? Does it feel better or doesn't it? And we're gonna find out whether they're actually worth doing. I do know that if you don't wanna run one, I'm pretty sure you have to have it tuned in a certain way so that the grid heater doesn't kick on naturally. So I actually already have that done to the truck now. So we're just gonna throw this little delete spacer in and see how it looks. We'll also compare the grid heater and the spacer together. All right, so we're just gonna give this guy a little bit of an open here so y'all can kind of get a look at what we're working with. Little things there, and then here is the spacer. Pretty sure I got the right one. It's just nice aluminum. So we're gonna throw that sucker in, see how it looks. We got to the truck here. Install should be pretty simple. Basically what you got to do is just take off those 4 bolts on the intake horn itself right there, and then pull the grid heater out, which is sitting right below it, and then put the new one in. So let's get it out and compare the new with the old. All right, so we have our old unit here and our new unit here. One of the things I noticed that's pretty important is on the spacers here, they have a little indent right here. And that's really important because that allows for the #1 injector feed line to clear and not hit this. If you look at this piece, it's got the same thing right here. Yeah, it's got the same thing right here. So, yeah, I guess this is upside down. But it's got the same thing right here. But as far as like clearance and stuff, you can kind of get a look at why people think it helps. So you basically have a completely clear air passageway here, and then one that's pretty reasonably clogged here. If you're wondering how a grid heater works, basically, the battery heats up all of those coils in there and it gets really hot, warms up the air that's entering into the intake manifold, and that helps to start your diesel engine when it's cold out. So we're gonna put the spacer in here and see how it goes. But yeah, that's our comparison. Oh, also, don't forget to put the little fittings in the side, otherwise you'll have a huge boost leak. All right, so we got the piece on, and I have to say, installation, of course, super simple, so super easy, but I really do like how it looks, though. It just kind of helps to brighten up the engine bay a little bit. You can see that little indent I was talking about there, or that line kind of goes right there. But yeah, all in all, install is pretty easy, and engine bay looks a little better. So it's a couple months later, and you know, just wanted to talk about this grid heater delete thing. And one of the things that I'd say people are concerned about is, hey, how does the truck start up in cold weather, right? Because the grid heater, obviously, that's its whole purpose, is to help the truck start up when it's cold. So, it's not crazy cold right now. I know you northern guys will be like, that's nothing. But it's 25 degrees right now here in Texas. And I'm just gonna start the truck up. It's cold, it's been sitting all night. So I'm just gonna start the truck up and y'all can just see its manners. So y'all get a little sneak peek of my project here. Me and Danny Boy just finished painting this up last night. And yes, I know you're not supposed to paint when it's really cold, but the weather ended up dropping really fast. But we got it on, it laid nice. So sanded it down, coat of primer, and 2 coats of black. But anyway, all right, so let's hop on in here. So at least whenever I start this thing up, but the grid heater light will still come on. Yeah, you can see it right there. So it still comes on. When it's cold, I will just wait for that to turn off. So it's off now, and let's give us a good cold start. So yeah, you know, it's definitely cold enough that, you know, I can see my breath and everything. For us southern guys, it's chilly, man. But anyway, yeah, just so y'all know, like it will start up with a grid heater, 25 degree weather. I mean, you saw it, it was, whoom, it fired right up. As far as like performance and stuff like that, let's hop in the truck and check it out. All right, so we're in the truck here and we're cruising. And so just wanted to talk about whether getting the grid heater delete actually makes sense and whether it's a part that you should spend money on for your truck. And this is kind of my consensus. I've been driving on it for a couple months now, and these are kind of my thoughts. Personally, I think that it doesn't really give that big of a difference. Like if you put it on, you're not really gonna notice like that big of a change. And so keeping just your regular grid heater on kind of makes more sense for most people, just because you're gonna be able to start better in the winter and it doesn't really change your horsepower amount that much. So if you're a guy that daily drives his truck, you're not really competing with it or doing any sort of dynoing or anything like that, I don't really think you need one. I do think that if you do tow a lot and you're really trying to get your EGTs down and you're trying to do anything you can to lower them, spending the 30 bucks on a grid heater delete, I think could help. It definitely improves airflow a little bit and will help your EGTs just a little bit, which is nice. But I think really the person that needs this is the guy that's looking for horsepower. And when you're looking for horsepower, you want to do every little thing you can to get it. And the grid heater does block some airflow. And so anything you can do to improve airflow means more horsepower on the dyno. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. If you're a daily driver guy, you don't really compete with your truck at all, you just drive it around town, you don't really need one. If you're a towing guy and you're trying to just lower your EGTs a little bit, it could help, but it's not gonna make that big of a difference. But if you're a horsepower guy and you wanna make all the horsepower you can, then I think you should get it. So anyway, appreciate y'all watching the video, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.